Have you ever heard of a war that lasted only 38 minutes? On August 27, 1896, the United Kingdom and its colonial navy were poised off the coast of Tanzania in East Africa. For months, the British had been pressuring the newly proclaimed Sultan of Zanzibar, Hamoud bin Mohammed, to step down and accept exile. Tensions had reached a boiling point, and soon the Sultan would be given an ultimatum. But before we get to the action-packed events of that fateful day, we have to take a brief detour back to the beginning. As the sun set over the Indian Ocean, casting long shadows across the white sands of the Swahili coast, the year is 1896, and the British Empire is at its zenith. Stretching from the icy wastelands of Canada to the heart of Africa and beyond, the Crown's influence knows no bounds. But even as Queen Victoria's subjects bask in the glow of empire, all is not well in the jewel of the Indian Ocean, Zanzibar. For decades, this small island off the coast of mainland Tanzania has been a thorn in the side of British colonial ambitions. Its strategic location made it a vital trading post, and the Sultanate's wealth and power derived from its control of the lucrative clove trade. However, since the death of its previous ruler, the empire had been eyeing Zanzibar with growing discontent. When Sultan Hamoud bin Mohammed ascended to the throne, he found himself caught in the crosshairs of this imperial rivalry. But the Sultan, backed by German advisors, resisted, but with seconds ticking away. Will the Sultan concede, or will the British military intervene? The British Navy, already anchored off the coast, prepared for action. A squadron of 6 warships, including the HMS St. George, the flagship of Admiral Sir Harry Rawson, moved into attack formation. But the Sultan, aided by loyal advisors and German counselors, refused to back down. With the palace ablaze, the British forces shifted their focus to the remaining strongholds of resistance. The HMS St. George, under the command of Captain Hanby, steamed closer to shore, aiming to deliver a final decisive blow. As the ship moved into position, a well-placed shot from the palace tore through the air, striking the St. George amidships. Sultan Hamoud bin Mohammed watched the unfolding battle with growing concern. He realized the futility of further resistance and the heavy toll it was taking on his people. Word of the surrender spread like wildfire across the battle-hardened streets of Zanzibar. The Sultan's flag, which had been a symbol of defiance throughout the conflict, was lowered and replaced with the British flag. The embers of the burning palace glowed against the dark sky, serving as a grim reminder of the fierce battle that had taken place there. By the time the first rays of dawn illuminated the horizon, the entire engagement had been concluded. The Sultan, along with his key advisors, had surrendered, and so the Anglo-Zanzibar War came to an end, lasting a mere 38 minutes from start to finish. It may seem hard to believe, but this whirlwind conflict holds the title for the shortest war in recorded human history. From the Sultan's defiant refusal to back down despite the looming British threat to the swift, in this war, the use of modern naval weaponry by the British played a significant role in the outcome. Its arrival marked a turning point in the conflict, underscoring the vulnerability of the Sultanate's defenses against the might of the Royal Navy. But perhaps the most pivotal factor in the brevity of the Anglo-Zanzibar War was the Sultan's ultimate decision to surrender. Faced with the overwhelming force of the British Navy and the mounting casualties among his people, the Sultan chose to seek a peaceful resolution. Now imagine for a moment that Sultan Hamoud bin Mohammed had chosen a different path. Would the British have pressed on with a full-scale assault on the palace? Could a last-minute diplomatic effort have averted the conflict entirely? These alternative scenarios highlight the delicate balance of factors that shaped the outcome of this extraordinary 38-minute war.